itself.
Did you ever feel that you had to shock people?
No, I hate that feeling that what I do is like to name an example is like one of my sculptures for like the Baltic Center. If you research like when I did a penis on Jesus Christ itself, and people are like saying like I'm just doing all these things to shock people. My light at Whitney is like really bright. It's my boyfriend Garrick.
Oh, hi.
That's one of the hats that we were choosing.
You're the longtime boyfriend.
Oh right. Okay. Now we can go off topic. How do you know about all these boyfriends?
Well, I don't know. I read so much about you,
right.
and of course, longtime boyfriend would stick in my mind.
Well, this is my boyfriend for 10 years.
Well, that is a long time.
So I had to kiss you. My Yoko.
Your Yoko.
Robert, did you meet?
Yes, we met downstairs.
Okay. So
he was doing something in a corner.
He was doing something in a corner. It wasn't drugs, we hope.
And I complimented him on how well he looked in this hat.
Thank you. So putting on.
So you think that people have imposed the shock thing on you?
I think. I mean, to go back to like Wall again, people like were like shocked. I like to go back to like the show when they did the urinal at the Armory. People were shocked, but you know, I really think like we didn't do as an artist, and I think there's a distinction. I'm going to say this: there's a distinction between an artist and a poet, and a performance artist, and a dancer, and a fashion designer. And as an artist, as a real artist, we don't do these things. We just do these. It just comes out. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm not lying. And people think I lie, and people think I say these things, but we do these things. It just comes out in your head somehow by some genetic disposition. And so I don't do this to shock. Whether my work is like just because it's like genetically disposed to be shockable to the world, then so be it.
You said your parents were open.
They're really open.
When you were growing up. Are they still?
Are they still open? They're still quite open.
I've never told them I
was gay though. But they've known Gary for 10 years.
I'll call them up.
now they know. Call them up after this. Now they know. Well, they've never because they're Chinese, and even though they were like in the artistic realm, being Chinese itself, it's quite difficult because I'm the only son, and my father was the oldest son of like a really big family. I think it's quite difficult for them, and I do know they know I'm gay. They've seen my website. They know how to Google. They've seen Garrick as my roommate in quotation marks. That's in trouble.
Oh, but don't you think parents know if they're halfway intelligent?
Know.
I mean,
they're halfway. Yeah, they're very intelligent, so they must know.
Yeah.
So, but we've never brought it up as a topic.
You're hesitating to tell them, and they're hesitating to tell you.
Right. So maybe why not? Maybe it's
maybe it never needs to be spoken.
Some things never have to be spoken.
Maybe it just is.
Yeah, it's just
a universal.
Yeah.
And fact in the ozone.
It's like you looking your world through a pane of glass.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
True.
It's a fact that you can't escape.
So, do you think that maybe looking at the world, do you think that maybe, in the cosmic sense, that I was born to see the world blurry?
I was. I think so. And how blind are you?
I'm very nearsighted.
You're very nearsighted. Again, nearsighted. So nearsighted is when you can't see things that are close to you.
Correct.
I'm the difference then, because when I take off my glasses, I can see things really, really close to me, but I can't see anything, and my world is a blur. But
I'm the opposite.
Okay.
So it's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That the same equipment can have such completely radical differences in perception, depth perception,
right,
space.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It goes back again to like genetics. I think it's all born to be what it is.
Is there a single piece or installation of yours that you think really defines you more clearly than any of the others?
I think my show at the Whitney, maybe, with the blind.
The light.
Yeah. I think it's one of my favorite pieces.
I remember coming down Madison Avenue and seeing that streak of light.
Oh, right. Well, it's never intended.
In the daytime.
Well, it's never intended to have those smoky panels. I really wanted the cars to be like blinded by this light itself, but the lawyers,
of course.
institutions. Can I speak to the microphone?
Yes, you
working with institutions to the very last minute, my lawyers with their lawyers were going, are people going to look at it and sue the Whitney? And like it's supposed to be twice as bright without any windows, without any, and you could just walk right in and like stay as long as you want. But I think it was quite effective for me to have this blinding light.
I think it worked. You know, I mean, especially if you went inside and you had that totally blinding effect, and it's magical for it to spill out into the street.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very few things leave the museum. You know, very little art asserts itself outside of the walls of the museum, and here was this shaft of light. And after all, light is
universal.
Yeah, we can't live without it. We're depressed without it. So
you actually bring a really point, because one of my best friends is A. Bronson, and he spoke like no one ever. I mean, again, back to like on his
this is Ronson, the musician.
A. Bronson from General Idea.
Okay, yes.
And he when he saw the piece itself, he told me like, and it was for me as well. Like when he wrote about it first in the New York Times, he was saying as a one-liner, I did it as a spectacle to like blind the art world and blindness. But no one realized it was like something that I wanted to create, like this light for like as an act of generosity. And he told me about it, and I was like, I didn't really actually think about it that way, but you know, it's like it's a generous thing that you did, and it's like, thank you very much, A. It's something that really affected me, because after that, even in like all this, they were just saying I was just doing this again as a shock value kind of thing, but I wanted to have this beautiful light just to be like spilling on the street, be out in the nighttime. So you bring a really succinct point to the thing itself. It's really just speaking for 20
I
minutes.
agree that it was generous.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because it was available. You didn't have to go anywhere. No. It was just there. If you just happened to be walking your dog, you became part of it.
I like it.
So, you know, it's an act of, it's for you.
All right.
I give it to you.
All right. I hope to be generous.
Now we have to talk a little bit about sexual content, don't we? Or
otherwise,
the famous piss, excrement, spit, blood, all of that.
Piss and what should we talk about?
Well, just in general.
No, go ahead. I'm just going to get some.
Where did that come from?
Blood and sex and. Oh, if we're talking about sex, we need to get a bit of gin in it, a bit of coconut juice.
All right, well, throw it in.
It's blood and sex. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because of a repressed childhood, because I was raised a Methodist. So
in China?
No, this is not in China. I went to Singapore after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was being raised a Methodist, and going to church and like praying to Jesus before bed. Maybe that's part of it in a sense. Let's see. What do they most talk about? They talk about my cum being worth a lot of money. You know what it is? Did
that actually sell?
Well, like these vitrines you see, like which I did a few. The only most direct. The media keeps on blowing these things into like the only direct cum piece I actually really did was like these cum paintings, which was like in answer to your question, it was a reason to have sex with really cute straight boys, because I had these black cum sheets.
Well, I think that's noble.
It's a noble cause. It's a noble cause.
Absolute noble.
It's a noble cause to bring straight boys to the dark force.
Yes, to the dark force.
Yeah, to the dark force. I call that the dark force.
All right.